Hey. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Wagwan, wagwan. I'm over here jamming so much, I forget I have a show to do. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, the vibes today is so nice. Listen, I was in my car driving on the way over here, and this is why I love working here at Voice of the Caribbean because listen, they got me in a spirit. Shout out to Innovation Sound. Shout out to the best DJs in South Florida. What wow, wow. What a joy it is to be a part of this fraternity, yeah, in this wonderful space that we hold here in the community. Your trusted source for all things Caribbean American when it comes to events, when it comes to music, when it comes to news, when it comes to things that you should know. We are here for you. I am the one and only, yes, Suzette Speaks. All right, forgot to introduce myself. Hey, everybody, what's up? I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Calling it Thankful Thursday. There's so much to give thanks for. So many people that are going through, and I have a couple stories to share with you. Some things going on in the news. Listen, I told Mikey Mike, big up Mikey Mike, getting me straight with my video monitors and everybody who is watching online. If you are not on the app, just know that you can take us wherever you go, from your office to your car, to your home, to your party. Yes, Voice of the Caribbean is an app in the App Store. So you can always grab the app, download the app, whether you're an Android person like me or an iPhone person, whichever, right? Go to your App Store and go ahead and download. We got a faithful following on the app. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody who follows us on the app. I have a special guest that is planned for tomorrow. Black Men's Mental Health Month is coming to an end, and I do want to highlight that. I do have a mental health practitioner that is going to be coming to the studio to join me. I'm really excited about him being in the studio tomorrow. So you will get some good footage. If you're not on the app, you won't be able to see it. But if you follow me also, Suzette Speaks on YouTube, right? 1Z, 2T, Suzette Speaks. Yeah, man. Follow me, follow me, follow me. I have so many good events to tell you about. I told you we are your source for events. Let me reach my paper. Come, me drop my paper. Send me paper here. First of all, I want to highlight the Louise Bennett Coverly Heritage Foundation will be putting on a fashion and art and cultural showcase on September 20th. And I have the honor of being an MC, one of the co-MCs and narrators for this musical, fashion, cultural journey in honor of Miss Lou celebrating her 106th birthday. If you guys don't know who Miss Louise Bennett Coverly is, she is not only a Jamaican icon, she's an international icon known as a storyteller and curator of culture, and a woman who gave a nation its pride in its language and its dress and its music. And she has been an anthropologist of sorts. She's a poet. So many wonderful characteristics, and I just put a post together on my social media. So if you follow me, Suzette Speaks, you can see the details of the Styling 2025 is what it's called. Styling 2025, right? So it has fashion show, it has musical guests, it has guest artists that will be a part of the show, it has a narration, me, yay, Suzette Speaks in the building, and that will be September 20th and 21st, and is presented by the Louise Bennett Coverly Heritage Foundation in partnership with the City of Lauderhill at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets now, September 20th and 21st. I'm looking forward to that. Also, I have the honor of joining the Babies and Bubbles brunch again, produced by a wonderful Jamaican American lady, Dr. Hutchison. Shout out to her. On October 23rd, we'll be gathering in Fort Lauderdale at the lovely, I think it's called Shooters. Shooters is the name of the club, but it has another thing. I think it's called Grateful Palette. It has another name for its outdoor deck space. But we'll be putting a spotlight on early childhood development, early childhood education, and really from the time of birth, how influential parents can be in a child's life, and really spotlighting how much we need to support both privately and publicly the development of young kids, young children, young babies, right? That's what's called Babies and Bubbles. So there'll be a lot of bubbles, a lot of experts in the building. Again, that is on October 23rd. Yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be the MC. I'm really excited for the third annual Babies and Bubbles Brunch, October 23rd. You can look up Babies and Bubbles Brunch, and you'll be able to find more information. Also, I just wanted to shout out myself. Hey, this is my show, so I can do my own plug. What's up? What's up? Yes, I wanted to tell you, I'm getting back into a space that I held. I was looking, you know what? Facebook sometimes come up with these reminders. I'm going to get to the news in a second, y'all. Just let me flow, right? So Facebook sometimes brings up on your page some reminders about, where you were. And it's been a lot lately. I don't know if that's in your algorithm, but every other day it's like a reminder picture from like 2018, 2019. One thing Facebook does not forget, right? They said the internet never forgets. Nothing is ever deleted for real, for real. The internet is actually being recorded for all the young people who are saying they can post and delete. It doesn't work that way. There's an imprint on the internet forever of whatever you post, your pictures included. Facebook owns them, Instagram owns them. You think you own them, you're just borrowing their platform. But anyway, so an Instagram reminder came up for me, and it was reminding me about my first women's meetup that I held in 2018. It was August 28th, 2018. And I said, Lord, look at this anniversary. Today's the 28th. Facebook wanted to remind me of that very special day when I first put together, alongside two beautiful women, some co-hosts that really encouraged me. It was my idea, but they really encouraged me to push forward and to bring women together in a loving, healing environment in order to give them the space to heal and to grow together. That was called the Speak Women's Meetup. Well, I'm bringing back that event, and I'm calling it the Healing Lab. And again, in a laboratory setting, I'm going to give you guys some more details. In a laboratory setting, you're doing some work, you're experimenting, you're trying things. And I think there are so many little crevices and corners of our lives where we need healing, and we don't really have the space to do it. So I know they say your problem, sometimes people say like a solution is a business. I know a problem can be a business. Whatever you're having a problem with, a lot of times other people do have that same problem. So for me, that looks like emotional and social and personal development. That's what it looks like to me. That's a challenge I have for myself, to get better, to be better, to grow more, to become a better human being, right? And find my own identity, find my voice, live to the fullest, seeing the best in you and seeing the best in myself. And sometimes we need help dusting out the cobwebs. Some people will even say, healing the wounds. Wherever you are in your stage of growth, I want to invite you to the Suzette Speaks Healing Lab. And I have 2 dates set up already. I thank God for the vision, because as soon as I put out a call for speakers, I didn't even have to put it on social media. I'll tell you that. I call up to a message string, or actually I texted them, hey, I'm looking for some new voices to help me bring healing to the community. And I need the right people. I've been praying about this, honestly. And the overflow, let me just tell you, within a week, I had enough for not even my first 2, because I said, let me put out 2 and see if the people want this. And then no, I'm having enough for January, February, March. Thank God. So the Healing Lab will be October 12th. That will be in the city of Sunrise. I'm going to give you some more details. Mikey, I go make me, I think we should do a commercial for it so that people will know. But this is going to be specifically for the ladies. Men are open to coming. Listen, I'm not going to keep you out the door. But I know it's time, especially for a lot of women in their lives, to do some self-reflection and some growth and some healing. Yeah? So October 12th will be the first Healing Lab from Suzette Speaks, as well as November 15th. And I have topics. Oh, baby, I have topics, and I'm ready with my experts who are coming in alongside me. Myself and others will be doing the work, right? Because the laboratory, when I read the definition, it has to do with doing work. So we have to do the work. We can't blame mommy. We can't blame daddy. We can't blame other people. We have to do the internal work to show up in this world and to become the best version of ourselves that we can become. So shout out to everybody who's listening. Let me get to some news. I have so much events. I'll also be hosting at the Jerk Festival. Shout out to the Jerk Festival. That's down in November. I'll be hosting a wonderful 5K Miramar hairpiece and Hope 5K October 25th. Baby, my schedule is full, and I give God thanks. Yes, I'll be hosting at the Inside Out, from the Inside Out Etiquette Conference as well, October 7th, 8th, and 9th. Shout out to Jackie Vernon Thompson. She also has been a guest here. And these are some wonderful events going on. So if you want to know what's going on, follow me, follow Voice of the Caribbean. Let me get to some news. The top story of the day, of course, is the tragic news coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're at a Catholic school yesterday morning at 8:30 a.m. Unfortunately, there was a tragic shooting. And what we know so far, according to NPR, a shooter opened fire in a Minneapolis, not in, let me just say it because it's cowardice I witnessed yesterday. It wasn't in, it was on a Minneapolis church, because he stood outside of the church and shot inside to a group of children and other worshipers during a mass, during a church service, to mark the first week of school. In this horrific incident, unfortunately, 2 young kids lost their lives and 17 more people were wounded, according to authorities. Thanks be to God that the folks who were injured all look like they will survive. But unfortunately, this is not a unique situation. I'm just going to tell you a couple more of the heartbreaking details of yesterday's shooting. But we know in the United States, we've seen this before many times. So yesterday, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said to his community, which was grieving, and that he would be alongside all the community members grieving with the families whose lives were upended after sending their children off to the Annunciation Catholic School on Wednesday morning. This mayor, I felt him. I watched the press conference he gave yesterday. Mayor Frey says, think of the last interaction, Frey told NPR on their interview today on Morning Edition. You should be able to do that knowing that you're going to see them in the evening when they come home, right, with certainty. And these families, tragically, some of them didn't have the opportunity, unfortunately, our hearts and our minds. But I agree with also Mayor Frey. He said hopes and prayers and well wishes and thoughts are not enough, because the children literally were in the middle of prayer, sitting in the pews of their Catholic Mass, right, while they're taking Mass, alongside other parishioners. They were in their 80s, other members and worshipers who were in their 80s who happened to be attending Mass as well. Now, the shooter, now identified as Robin Westman, 23, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the scene after firing through windows of the Annunciation Church from outside of the building. Now, I will tell you, there are also reports that Robin Westman is a transgender person and was born Robert Westman after having a name change to reflect their current identity. And I know transgender is a very sensitive subject, so let me just put out that the thoughts and opinions expressed on this show are that of the host only, me, yours truly, and not that of the owners or managers of this radio station. So govern yourselves accordingly, like they said in church, right? So Robin, 23-year-old, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So I'm just going to go off my some of the things I've also been hearing about, which is that there was a YouTube manifesto that was also released at the time of the shooting, or scheduled by the shooter to release this YouTube video. They have now taken it down. But when I look at it, there are some clips up. And this state of mind that this person reflected was really, really, really scary. Really dark. A lot of hate towards Jewish people being spewed. A lot of hate towards even Donald Trump being spewed. Unsettled, said they had thoughts of hurting themselves and taking their own lives. There's a lot of messages in this YouTube video left by the shooter in the Minneapolis Catholic Church shooting. And as I looked at it, there's a language that it was reflected, and I'd never heard of it. I learned something called Cyrillic. Cyrillic is a... Let me make sure I say it right. Cyrillic is a language, because I looked it up this morning. So I was like, I never heard of this, and I don't know what the significance is as a language. But according to the dictionary.com, Cyrillic, denoting an alphabet used by many Slavic peoples, chiefly those with a historical allegiance to the Orthodox Church, ultimately derived from Greek uncials. It is now used for Russian, Bulgarian, Serbian, Ukrainian, and some other Slavic languages. So the Cyrillic alphabet was used in this shooter's manifesto. Very interesting. Very interesting. So according to Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, he said a motive has yet to be determined, even though we've seen clips from this very disturbing video that has been taken down. Police are combing through the video now, but they say there is no yet motive. That's according to Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, saying that a motive has yet to be determined. FBI Chief Kash Patel said on X that the attack will be investigated as an act of domestic terrorism and a possible hate crime targeting Catholics. So here's what we know as we go to break. I want to talk about some tennis on the other side of the break. Two big tennis stories. Y'all seen the picture of Serena Williams? Serena lost some weight, baby. And Serena telling the world she wants to be transparent. She's using GLP-1s. How do you feel about that? That's the class of drugs like, what is it? Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, those. The diabetes drugs that are now on the market for quite some time, have been on the market now for weight loss. Serena, I don't know if I like the new Serena, I'm not gonna lie. The thick Serena is no longer with us, y'all. Have you seen the pictures, the before and after? She felt like she had to come out and tell people. But I want to tell you an interesting fact that's not being highlighted about her husband with relation to the weight loss drugs. There was also some action at the U.S. Open yesterday that I want to get to. Two players in the second round got into an exchange of words. To me, one was actively disrespectful to another. And one happened to be black, one happened to be, I think she's from Europe. And the way she tried to, in body language reading, I'm going to get to the details of the story, but in the way she got up in the young lady's face, the African-American girl won the match and pointing her finger in her face and going for a little back and forth with it. I'm so glad that how the young lady held her frame and didn't fall for it. We're going to talk about, it was some tennis action going on. I also want to talk to you about something that is quietly happening at the FDA, something that a family member brought to my attention. USDA, let me get to the story. Listen, I got to take a quick break. We're talking about the Minneapolis unfortunate latest mass shooting. I want to talk to you about Serena. I want to talk about the second round of the U.S. Open. Of course, everybody's on Minneapolis, but there is a story that's not getting a lot of coverage, so you know I'm going to cover it here. Because that's what Suzette does. Hey, Suzette is speaking. Somebody tell your friend Suzette is speaking. And get them on. And know that we are on every Thursday and Friday on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. Yes, South Florida's #1. Let's go. All right. So when you want to get your news, when you want to get your midday fix, you turn into us. Probably between 1 and 2, 12 to 2. We give you some good talk shows. Then we get back to the music. Today is a throwback Thursday. Y'all heard the mix coming into my show. Yes, I was in my car jamming. And it gets even better, you guys, all throughout the day. Throwback Thursday. I told you I will have a special guest in studio tomorrow for Black men's mental health awareness. I was looking at an article about job losses among young Black men. And I want to talk to some experts about where Black men are in terms of their mental health. We got a special in-studio guest tomorrow. Don't miss that conversation. And after we come back from break, y'all got to take a break. The CDC quietly has been scaling back surveillance for foodborne illnesses. And I'll tell you because I had a family member call me talking about some craziness that was in her food. Anyway, I got to take a quick pause for the cause. More Suzette Speaks show live comes on right after this.
To the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Let Broward County Transit take you to the summer fun and experience the natural beauty of South Florida.
What's up, y'all? Hey. What's up, Smooth Approach? What's up, Pastor Damon? Who else I saw? Gray Pill. Doug is probably here. How are you guys? I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm getting some lotion. My hands are dry. My hands is dry. It is. My hands are ashy. I've been wanting lotion all day. So if you see me looking up, I have a camera right in front of me for the app, and then I have you guys here. We're doing a little multitasking. I gotta fix the hair for the app, trying to look cute for both. You know how I go. You know how I go. Actually, that looks cuter that way. Let me just put it back. Yeah, I don't know. It's all going on. Hey, Great Pill. You left me a DM. Free. Okay, no problem. I'll take a look. Shout out to you. I have a short commercial break, and I do want to get a little bit of video for Facebook, so I may cut this and go over to do some Facebook Live. I only have about a minute more of, can y'all hear? I don't want to get copyright. That's why I'm in purgatory. I've been copyright stricken. But I'm gonna have to just start. Oh, I forgot to announce this. The Rebel Salute. And I got a Labor Day. What y'all doing for Labor Day? Let me tell the people about the Labor Day experiences down here. September 1st. Damn, I can't believe it's September already. It's kind of crazy, bro. All right, and I'm gonna have to do. I got this camera on me. The people watching me on the app. What up? What up? Trying to make it look cute. We can't win everything, you know. We just gotta do what we gotta do. If you guys see me lock out, I'm going over to Facebook. Okay. Shout out to you. And I got about a minute left. I gotta get my story about the scale back of foodborne illness. My cousin got super sick, and I didn't like this, and I wanted to put. Oh, let me put up the Serena story, and then let me put up the U.S. Open story. If you see me cut out of here, I'm going to Facebook. Okay. Story. And what I want to bring up is that her husband is on the board of the drug that she's taking. Serena endorsed high-flying startup funded by her husband. That's what I need them people to know. That she got on a GLP-1, 31 pounds. That's crazy. And then what happened yesterday at the U.S. Open. U.S. Open fight. Round 2. All right, we're back.
Yeah, man, I love it culture. Say, we're representing for the vice of the Caribbean, Jamaica, and far beyond.
It's old school Throwback Thursdays on WZOP, WZBP Radio.
Yo, it's Shaggy. It's Voice of Caribbean. 1021 Shaggy on your dial. Look at it while I'm going to do it. Shit, yeah.
Yes, welcome back. How's everybody doing? This is Suzette Speaks Show Live. Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Aye, you know, listen, I would jam all day. This is a Throwback Thursday. And Throwback Thursday, there we go. And the music today, let me tell you, if you like the oldies, in dancehall, in reggae, in soca, today is your day. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody who's a part of the Voice of the Caribbean family. If you're watching me on the app, shout out to you. Thank you. We have a robust community on our app. Did you know that you could take us wherever you go? On the App Store is our Voice of the Caribbean app. So don't be afraid. Become a part. You know, don't stay on the sidelines. Become a part of our community here, where we give you the best in Caribbean American culture. And of course, that starts with events. Shout out to everybody who will be in these streets. It is Labor Day. If you're going to be headed to New York for the big Labor Day parade, I see you. I will be down here. I'm not going to tell you. I'll wait till tomorrow to tell you which parties I'm going to. Yes, but I will be outside. Specifically Sunday, maybe Monday. I have a couple of friends who are also barbecuing. So shout out to everybody who will be taking some time to relax and spend some time with their family. I want to also tell you about an event going on in September. That's going to be September 28th, Rebel Salute. Listen, if you know about Rebel Salute from Jamaica, they are bringing it here thanks to the city of Miramar and Commissioner Maxwell B. Chambers and many others. In partnership with the Voice of the Caribbean, we are going to experience Rebel Salute right here in South Florida. Can you believe it? Maxi Priest, Tony Rebel, Queen Ifrica, Chalice, Louis Culture, many more, right? So you can find tickets for Rebel Salute at rebelsaluteusa.com. Again, rebelsaluteusa.com. That's coming up Labor Day weekend, though, since that is upon us on Monday. There will be a soccer tournament. Yes, soccer and netball tournament in the city of Lauderhill, presented by Commissioner John T. Hudson, okay, at the Lauderhill Sports Complex. Presented by, of course, Voice of the Caribbean, City of Lauderhill, Caribbean National Weekly, and TVJ. You can join the fun at the Lauderhill Sports Complex on Monday, September 1st, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's the Labor Day weekend All the Costa All Manning Soccer and Netball Extravaganza. Again, that's this coming Monday, September 1st, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Labor Day vibes. You know what it is. So Lauderhill Sports Complex, 7500 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Lauderhill. For more information, you can contact for the netball 954-573-3402. Netball 954-573-3402. And for the football, for the soccer, for those who don't know, 305-343-2885, 343-2885. I've been telling you about a lot of events I'll be hosting. Thanks be to God. I'll be in these streets, hopefully bringing joy and bringing a lot of fun to the people. I am excited to represent my own events, right? The Suzette Speaks Healing Lab will be coming to you real soon, October 12th, right? For all the ladies who's looking for a place to experience safe and what can I call explorative, right? Personal development. This is a place for you. October 12th, November 15th. Mikey, we're going to cut to commercial. Don't worry. And we'll make sure that people know you can join us for this personal development journey, the Healing Lab. And I have two very interesting themes. What I do is I pick a topic that is impacting me, that I need to work on, or that is something that is causing me some, discomfort or pain, whether that's emotionally or otherwise. And I get experts in a room with myself and we have some table talk. We talk about it amongst the ladies. We do a few exercises and we want you hopefully to get a breakthrough, right? To get free and hopefully be able to live a bit more fully expressed, right? I think a lot of our ladies are dealing with things under the quiet and we're going to bring them out loud. So if you're not following me, follow me, Suzette Speaks. I got some news you can use, of course, the headlines. I'm going to move forward from the very tragic story of what happened at a Catholic church in Minneapolis. And our thought, I hate to say it because I am praying and I did pray for them yesterday. But I think folks are tired of saying thoughts and prayers because these children were literally on their knees praying during their church service, during their mass at 8:30 in the morning during the first week of school at Annunciation Catholic school. And to see the cowardice of this horrific act, the perpetrator taking their own lives and but still leaving two children lost their lives during this attack. 14 others wounded, included some elderly 80-something-year-old churchgoers, they call parishioners, who were also there just to pray and participate in the mass. And the rest was, of course, children, because the school is a K-8 school. So another devastating loss. Our sympathies, empathies, and hopes for change are with the parents. Let me put it like that. And I'll just give you the caveat that on the Suzette Speaks show, the thoughts and opinions are that of the host and don't necessarily reflect the opinions of our ownership and management, all right? So if you do want to call in, I'll take some calls on any of the topics today. I got to move forward to Serena. I want to talk about the U.S. Open round 2. You guys have to go watch this video. Yeah, no, you don't have to, but I think it's very interesting for you to go watch this video. The exchange that happened center court during the United States Open, the tennis tournament that happens annually in New York. But first and foremost, I want to talk about, and I do want to talk about what's changing in the FDA, because I had a family member call me yesterday about something that was in her food that she had no clue was in there, and how our government is also cutting back quietly what is being inspected, right? So we want to keep an eye out on some of these changes. I want to let you know again, we are standing in solidarity with the people of Minneapolis and what happened yesterday morning at the Annunciation Catholic School. And the two children, ages 8 and 10, were killed while they were in the pews praying. There were some awesome stories of heroism. I listened to a little boy, he couldn't be no more than 10, maybe younger, talking about his friend next to him, covered him, laid on top of him to protect him, and his friend on top of him did end up getting shot and taken to the hospital. But again, 17 people in all were injured, including 3 adult parishioners who were in their 80s and 14 children between the ages of 6 and 15, according to police chief of Minneapolis, Chief O'Hara. And good news is, according to police chief, said all the victims, thanks be to God, are expected to recover. All right. So we are going to leave that story for a moment. We're going to get into some social media because there are so many hot topics on social media. I got to let you know what people are talking about. And I want to hear your opinion as well. Even if you're listening during your lunch break, I hope you're enjoying your lunch. I hope you are having a fantastic and a thankful Thursday. But I wanted to talk about this Serena Williams story. I'm going to touch on it because according to reports, Serena Williams has been taking and has come out publicly to share her weight loss journey. She has said she has lost weight due to GLP-1s. GLP-1s are the drug class that are similar to, Ozempic and Wegovy and Manjaro, etc. So it has quite caused, since last week, I've been looking at the pictures, quite a stir on social media. There are people who are proud of her, that there is a very, very strong opinion when it comes to the GLP-1. Some people say, do what you do, sis. It's your body, it's your time. If you need it, if you feel like you want to lose weight in this way, go for it. You have other people who felt like Serena's athletic body was the best of the best, right? Because she has been the best of the tennis world for decades. And that very symbolic body type of hers that, embodies power as well as beauty and strength as well as grace now has been, what can I say, whittled down by 31 pounds. Honey, that's small. So according to The Observer, Serena Williams endorsed this high-flying weight loss startup. But what people don't know, and this is the fact I want to bring to you, that this startup, this GLP-1 company, let me just read the report. It's funded by her husband. The tennis legend revealed she personally used GLP-1 medication to lose 31 pounds. Like I said, these are the medicines that were prescribed for diabetics initially when they hit the market. And for decades, they've been used for that. And now we are seeing them used for weight loss. Well, Serena Williams, the tennis legend, according to TheObserver.com, you know her as a businesswoman. You know her as so many other things. Has a new role as global ambassador for Ro, the telehealth company best known for its weight loss treatments, including the increasingly popular GLP-1 injections. You inject yourself, what is it, like once a week? And you lose weight. The partnership marks a high-profile breakthrough for the booming weight loss sector, and it is, like most people may not know, a family affair. Just peep this. Williams' husband, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, is an early investor in Ro and has served on the company's board since 2018. In a recent Ro commercial, Serena Williams, 43, revealed that Ro helped her shed 31 pounds after giving birth to her second child. Quote from Serena, they say GLP-1s for weight loss is a shortcut. It's not. It's science, she says. Okay. I trained at the highest level and I ate clean and pushed myself, and still, after having kids, my body just wouldn't respond, she said in a statement. I realized it wasn't about willpower. It was biological. My body needed the help of the GLP-1 and a clinical support. Okay. So what do you think? Because this is, I think, a very pertinent fact. If your husband is an investor in the company, Ro, and you now, one of the most, I think, beloved athletes of our time, have become the public face, a public figure in taking this medicine, I think people should be made aware that there is a connection there. There is a nexus there. It's not that she's just taking any GLP-1. She happens to take the one that her husband is invested in. Money, no money. Let's go. No, for real, for real, for real. What do you think about that? Thoughts? Leave your thoughts below. I think it's very interesting, and I think people need to pay attention to that. In other tennis news, I wanted to tell you about what happened at the U.S. Open between Taylor Townsend and Helena Ostapenko. It got kind of intense, according to the AP. Now, the video is up and it's making rounds on social media very quickly. This happened just a few hours yesterday, 16 hours ago. So, U.S. Open opponents Taylor Townsend and Helena Ostapenko got into a face-to-face argument on the Court 11 sideline right after Townsend, won their second round match 7-5 to 6-1 yesterday. Townsend, an American who is ranked number 1 in doubles, said Ostapenko, a Latvian, that's where she's from Latvia, who won the 2017 French Open, told her she has, quote, now this is a Latvian talking to an American who happens to be a Black American, Taylor Townsend. And like I said, it's uncomfortable for me to watch it. The way the Latvian lady put her finger pointed in the face of the American lady, Taylor Townsend. It was very uncomfortable to watch this exchange. Townsend, an American who was ranked number 1 in doubles, said that Ostapenko, a Latvian who won the 2017 French Open, stated she has no class and no education. A reporter asked Townsend, who is Black, whether she thought there were racial undertones to the comments. Here we go. This is according to the AP, Associated Press. I love Taylor Townsend because she is taking the high road. You bet to that me, sis. Taylor Thompson is saying, and I quote, I don't take it in that way, but also, that has been a stigma in our community of not being, quote, not educated and all the things. When it's the furthest thing from the truth, Townsend responded. She continued, Taylor Townsend saying, so whether it had racial undertones or not, that's something she can speak on, Townsend said. The only thing I'm worried about right now is continuing to move forward through this tournament. Ostapenko later posted, I saw this. It's also on the Shade Room. Ostapenko's long story response. Y'all can read it for yourselves. But I'll read a quick quote. Ostapenko later posted on her social media saying, quote, how many messages I received that I'm a racist. I was never a racist in my life, and I respect all nations of people, says Ostapenko, in the world. For me, it doesn't matter where you come from, she wrote. I don't know, sis. The body language was a violation to me from what I saw. And if you do feel like she had violated or did something that was against the rules, you can go to the referee. You can bring that to an official. You don't, after you lose, because what happened is Ostapenko was leading her. I think it was like 5-3. And then Taylor Townsend came back and got her. So especially when you lose in such a dramatic way, I understand it's athletics, it's competitive. People have very, very strong feelings, as you should. If you're a world-class athlete, you should feel some type of way. You absolutely should. But it bothered me, the body language. It really bothered me. I didn't like it. So you can take a look. It's going crazy on social media. Just look up U.S. Open. You can look up U.S. Open argument and see. You tell me what you saw. Tell me what you think. Also, you can leave your comments below. If you're watching on the YouTube side, if you're watching on all social media, leave your comments. What did you think when you saw that exchange? It bothered me a lot. A lot, to say the least. I also wanted to tell you about, gosh, there's so much news. Listen, Mikey, we can never be out of a job, Mikey. There's so much to talk about. Shout out to Mikey, Mike, and Miss Chin. So much to talk about. I'll tell you guys, there are some changes going on here at Voice of the Caribbean Radio. We're not ready to tell you about, but we're getting ready to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. Can you believe it? Lots of big changes, stronger, wider, bigger, better. I love being a part of this community. And shout out to all of you listening who's a part of the Voice of the Caribbean community and the Suzette Speaks community at that. Thank you so much for your listenership, your support, right? You're helping us get stronger as we reach new audiences, right? With new voices that are all a part of this American experiment. Okay. I know I get a little carried away. But I do want to share with you this story because I have a family member. I'm not going to mention her name, but I told her, I said, I want to share this experience because it might happen to other people. So my family member had gone to, and I'll just say the store, but she bought something at Costco. And she's been taking it for a couple months now. And it is a green juice, right? It is a green chlorophyll based or something like this. Green juice with how many, tens of ingredients, that's supposed to be super healthy. It's marketed as organic, etc. Now, she has been having some health challenges. And I've asked her, we're trying to, use the process of elimination. Well, is it this? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Did you take anything different, etc., etc.? And she went to the doctor, and the doctor did say, it could be A, B, or C, but, check your supplements, because sometimes supplements can wreak havoc, and we're not even aware of it because not everybody is supposed to be taking every supplement depending on your own body composition, right? And what your body needs. So when she went away, she took a trip over the weekend and she didn't take any supplements during that trip. So she came back and the symptoms that she was experiencing were kind of like subsiding. So then she started, getting back into the swing of things, taking the supplements again, right? So when she started doing that, she started to feel the symptoms again. And she's like, she called me. She's like, cuz I think I found what is making me ill or what is bothering me so much. It is this XYZ supplement. I'm not going to name the name here. So I said, you sure? I said, give me the name. So, as an attorney, right, I deal with personal injury cases. I do with medical malpractice cases. That's it. If you're ever injured, you can always DM me. People always hit me up on a DM, right? I'm on a Facebook DM, a LinkedIn DM, Instagram DM. If you have a car accident, people always ask me for other attorneys because I have a great network of attorneys. So I had a lady, actually, shout out to her. She reached out to me yesterday. She had an employment discrimination. Now, I don't do employment discrimination, but I have a network of people I can refer you to. And I gave her a couple of suggestions to, see which one is the best fit for her. So back to the supplement. So Cuzzo is like, yes, I think it's this. I look it up. I said, hey, let me look it up. Tell me the name. Okay, she gives me the name. I look it up on Amazon. I'm like, she's driving, we're talking on our way home. I said, listen, let me look at the Amazon review. First of all, I don't like the stuff that has only 4 stars on Amazon. I'm not trying to say they're bad, but that usually means there are some people who have downgraded them. If you don't know the Amazon system, 5 stars are the best. And people, real people, which is what I love, can leave their honest opinion and review, and you can read them, right? They're stored forever. So I look up this supplement. I look up the reviews and I say, oh, it's only 4 stars. I don't like it. So I said, let me look at the 1-star reviews. So initially when I looked at the 1-star reviews, most of the feedback was about the taste, the texture. It doesn't taste berry. It doesn't taste this. Okay, fine. But when I got to digging a little deeper, the attorney in me, the super sleuth, right? I like to dig up information. Started to read some of the people who were saying, no, this supplement is actually dangerous. And I was like reading more. And it said that this supplement had a California warning. Now in California, their laws require that if any supplement has any residual elements that may expose people to cancer-causing agents, they have to put on the label. Where there are people in the review section saying California has a warning on this particular supplement. I read some more. Another person said this supplement, if you read closely, it's not on the outer packaging, it's on the individualized packaging. It says on there it may contain lead. Now, if you guys don't know what lead is or how dangerous lead poisoning is, it is shocking to me that an item could be sold under the heading of organic and superfood, and have green, very green and live looking packaging that insists, health, and that gives you an impression of health and well-being and how important it is to have all these wonderful ingredients that it has. And when we look deeper, she was shocked, I was shocked. It said look closely at the packaging, it says may contain lead. So I said, in our beautiful country, in the United States of America, here we allow all kinds of stuff to be put in our food. The government allows, because it doesn't happen everywhere like this, not in the developed world, that food manufacturers are allowed to sell you something, and it is you, the consumer, that has to be aware of what is in the product. It's a buyer beware system we have. We had to change this. That's why we have to take history under consideration. There are times of the past where people were being sold. I'm talking about in the last 50 years and the last 100 years here in the United States, where the government had to step in and say, no, this is actually dangerous for people. We have to pull this off a market. And to know that she has been taking this supplement for the last 2 months. And when we look at the ingredients, it says possible lead, but on the top of the box, the nice pretty letters say organic, superfood, all these wonderful ingredients. And it was just so shocking. So I say that to say, I saw a story that I just wanted to bring to your attention, because I'm gonna always do the work here. You can't read every article. You're busy, you're working, you got a family. I get it. But I'm gonna try to give you some news you can use. right? But according to NBC News, and I saved this article, this came out Monday. The federal partnership that monitors for foodborne illnesses quietly scaled back its operations nearly 2 months ago, according to an article on NBC News. The article is saying, and it's called "The CDC Quietly Scaled Back a Surveillance Program for Foodborne Illnesses." Did you know this? Absolutely not, because they don't make a big deal of it. But I want you to know, as of July 1st, the Foodborne Disease Active Surveillance Network, or short FoodNet program, has reduced surveillance to just 2 pathogens, Salmonella and Shiga toxin producing E. coli, which is STEC. A spokesperson for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention told NBC News that as again of July 1st, the foodborne illness people that's supposed to look for bad residues and things that will disturb your health and food, they have rolled it back. United States government since July 1st, and they're only looking for now 2 pathogens: Salmonella, which can make people very sick and even cost your life, and Shiga toxin, SHIGA. Let me make sure I told you that. Shiga or Shiga toxin producing E. coli. Listen, so before July 1st, the program would have been tracking infections caused by 6 additional pathogens, including Campylobacter, I don't even know how to say these, Cyclospora, Listeria, I know that one, Shigella, Vibrio, and Yersinia. Some of them can lead to severe or life-threatening illnesses, particularly for newborns and people who are pregnant or people who have weakened immune systems. Monitoring for the 6 pathogens is no longer required for the 10 states that participate in the program, though those states aren't precluded from conducting their own surveillance, but the government itself will only be looking for 2 pathogens. So all the rest of them, Listeria, y'all know Listeria is bad. Essentially, according to NBC News, the CDC is backing off of one of their best surveillance systems, says Dr. J. Glenn Morris, director of the Emerging Pathogens Institute at the University of Florida. Morris, a former Agriculture Department official, was instrumental in helping create the program for food surveillance back in 1995. FoodNet is a collaboration among the CDC, the Food Drug Administration, and the Agriculture Department and 10 state health departments. Its surveillance area roughly covers 54 million Americans, or 16% of the U.S. population. The network includes these states: Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Maryland, Minnesota, New Mexico, Oregon, Tennessee, and selected counties in California and New York. No, there's going to be less food safety. So as I say, we are in a marketplace of buyer beware. I have a family member buying and drinking a green drink that she thought was in fact helping her, which in fact, and there were other reviews that said this product made me sick. And it's up to you. I'm not saying any product allegedly will have a bad effect for you, but you have to be careful on the supplements you're taking, and you have to read the labels to a T, because as a personal injury attorney, I'm like, they can't say they didn't tell you because it's on the packaging. It's very creative. Anyway, we need a stronger leadership, I think, stronger governmental leadership to know that the public interest should come first, right? The public interest come first. Anyway, I'm out of time. Can you believe it? That's all I have from the Suzette Speaks show today. Tomorrow, again, we're going to be talking Black men's mental health. I'm so excited. I'll have an in-studio guest. If you're watching on the app, you get to see all the action. Or if you're watching on my YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And make sure you keep it locked in. We are live here, Suzette Speaks, and crew every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.
LPFM Hollywood. You're listening to WZOP 92.7 LPFM Fort Lauderdale.
Appreciate you watching. Take care.
For over the last 30 years, personal injury lawyer Samuel Tinsley